Jasmine, let me talk briefly to you. You are a consumer-driven journalist. You talk to consumers all the time about their concerns. This is going to break a lot of hearts.
Well, absolutely. And it's not just hearts, because there's money, a lot of money involved for Derby itself. Apparently, the club is really worth about 100 million per year to all
the local
business.
Economy.
Exactly. So that's a serious loss. It's not just hearts and soul. It's money as well. And so that is a concern, I think, for those in the actual area.
Let's bring in Bob Lyddon. Now, I've known you for many years. You really get into the weeds of financial stories, and you send me interesting emails about them. What do you make of this Derby County situation from a financial rather than an emotional point of view?
Well, I think it can be saved. Firstly, the loan, this £20 million loan that's turned up from some company in Cardiff that's backed by people in New York that's got connections in the Cayman Islands. Personally, I think that's a shareholder loan falsely secured on the assets of the club. That should be reclassified as equity. That takes £20 million off the creditors straight away. Then the next thing that needs to be wiped is all the really quite squashy claims of one part of the Derby empire on the other. This has inflated the size of the enterprise. There's nothing there. If you took all those off the table, it is actually solvent. But that would need a very aggressive approach. The other thing I'd come back on, I don't like what's being talked about at HMRC. They are complicit in this.
Yeah.
If it
goes under, they won't get the money anyway, right?
No.
So keep the thing going, and then you might get the tax.
Well, what happened to making tax digital, where everybody else has to pay straight away? This debt has been there for 3 or 4 years. It's 3 years' worth of income tax and national insurance. Why was that allowed to build up? If that had been nipped in the bud 3 or 4 years ago, as our colleagues said, the whole thing could have been nipped in the bud. And they're complicit in this. And we actually need an inquiry. Who else of the Football League, EFL and Premier League are not on tax digital? How much tax do they owe? It's not just a Derby problem. Derby shouldn't be a kind of scapegoat to push that under the carpet.